Welcome to today's deep dive. When you picture a royal figure's daily life, you probably just imagine like velvet ropes and
Formal waves from a balcony, right?
exactly highly curated ceremonies. But today we're stepping past that velvet rope and going into the places society usually tries to hide.
Yeah, we're unpacking the passing of Thai Princess Bajrakitiyabha on June 11th, 2026. She was 47.
Right. And her legacy, I mean, it goes far beyond what anyone really expects from a crown.
It really does. Her life's work upends a lot of assumptions about privilege. Because, she didn't just attend galas.
No.
She spent decades entrenched in the justice system and rural communities.
Well, let's set the timeline first from our sources. So the princess passed away from a severe abdominal infection.
Yeah, after a very long hospitalization.
Right, which began back on December 15, 2022.
Exactly. And following her passing, the scale of public mourning was just massive.
Oh, yeah, like a 10-kilometer royal procession,
Moving her body from Chulalongkorn Hospital all the way through Bangkok to the Grand Palace.
which is a monumental display of national grief. But what caught my eye was what happened next with the official mourning period.
It was highly unconventional.
Right. Prime Minister Anutin Virakul issued this directive where flags are at half-mast for 15 days, but he explicitly told the public not to stop their lives.
Yeah, like the economy, entertainment, concerts.
They all just continue. They just start with a respectful moment of silence.
I mean, it feels like a very sort of modern, pragmatic shift, doesn't it? Carrying the grief without paralyzing the country.
Absolutely. It acknowledges profound national sorrow, but it actively prioritizes the living, which honestly mirrors the princess's own philosophy perfectly.
Especially prioritizing people in, like, society's darkest corners.
Yeah, let's unpack that.
Hmm.
She had a deep background in law and international relations,
Right.
and she focused almost entirely on advocating for the incarcerated.
Which is not your typical royal cause.
Not at all. She launched the Kamlangjai or Inspire project and the Rajanham Punsuk project.
And that one brought baseline healthcare directly into prisons.
Right.
Exactly. But she wasn't just, dropping off donations. She was actively driving Thailand to adopt the UN's Mandela rules.
Wow.
Yeah. And she was a major force behind the UN Bangkok rules.
Okay, for those not deep into international law, the Bangkok rules are the specific international guidelines for the treatment of female prisoners, right?
Precisely. Because before those rules, women were often held in facilities built entirely around male needs.
Oh, right. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, so she fought for non-discrimination, specialized healthcare access, and real vocational training tailored specifically for women behind bars.
You know, it makes me think of a high-powered corporate lawyer.
Oh, how so?
Well, like, imagine someone with every imaginable advantage. They could easily just spend their life on a yacht.
Right, easily.
But instead, they take all that immense privilege and use it to do grueling, unglamorous pro bono work.
That is a great way to frame it.
She was down in the basement overhauling the broken plumbing of the justice system for people everyone else wanted to forget.
She really used her visibility to make the invisible visible. And her systemic approach, it wasn't limited to just the justice system.
Right, there were the youth and ecological projects.
Take the BBG, the Bounce Be Good Sports Club.
Yeah, tell me about that.
She didn't just build a gym. She created structured table tennis and badminton programs inside juvenile centers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, to teach discipline and provide a literal career path for youth once they got out, which greatly reduced the chance they'd reoffend.
And here's where it gets really interesting to me, because she also applied this to ecology.
Yes, the Fatrasutha project.
Exactly. Tackling the human-elephant conflict across 5 eastern provinces.
Which is a huge issue,
It is, and instead of just, putting up fences...
which wild elephants just knocked down anyway.
Right. The project implemented early warning systems for villages. They even helped local farmers switch to cultivating crops that elephants naturally just don't want to eat.
That's so smart. If we connect this to the bigger picture, a clear pattern emerges, right?
Yeah.
Every project she took on was about restoring harmony.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Whether she was repairing the fractured relationship between society and an inmate, or, finding a sustainable balance between a rural farmer and a wild elephant.
She looked for the root of the friction and designed a practical, structural way around it.
Exactly.
It really makes you look at your own platforms, whether you manage a team, run a community group, or just, have a voice in your neighborhood.
We all have some unique advantage we could be using to advocate for marginalized voices in our own fields.
Which brings up an important question to leave you with today. If a royal figure chose to spend her life pushing for baseline UN human rights standards behind hidden prison walls,
What invisible societal problems in our own backyards are we simply choosing to ignore?
it's a heavy thought. It
Right.
is so easy to stay safely behind the velvet rope. But the real work, the legacy that actually changes things. Wait, no, the legacy that changes things, that's always waiting down in the basement.